To Skinny Sports Bar and Grill, located at the corner of Huntoon and Gage here in the capital city of Kansas. For the next hour, it will not only be the Washburn Basketball Coaches Show, but it will be the MIAA Tournament and Playoff Basketball Coaches Show. That is right. We are in the MIAA Tournament, win and advance, lose and go home. We have got lots of good stuff to get to here on what could be the final edition of the Washburn Coaches Show, but hopefully it isn't, and we will have one more edition of the Washburn Coaches Show coming up. To that here today here at Skinny Sports Bar and then on Saturday, you could have the K State Wildcats taking on Iowa State. And of course, the Big 12 tournaments next week. Come on out here to Skinny's Sports Bar and Grill. But we're going to talk all things Washburn basketball over the next hour. And to start things off, we welcome in the head coach of the Washburn men's basketball team, head coach Brett Ballard, joining us. The Ichabods finished the MIAA regular season 16-6. They finished second in the conference. They get the 2 seed. They will be playing tomorrow. That will be a 6 o'clock tip-off at Lee Arena. So you get a bonus game at Lee Arena. So come on out tomorrow. You can still get the limited tickets available. Head to wutickets.com. You can watch Washburn take on the Hillcats of Rogers State tomorrow, 6 o'clock, right here on your home for Washburn Athletics Country 1069. Brett Ballard intently watching Baylor take on West Virginia right now. Are you intrigued on how this Baylor team is going to bounce back after losing to your Jayhawks?
I haven't listened to a single thing you said, Jake. I've been so I've been so locked into the game that I wasn't even paying attention to you.
Do we need more 4 o'clock basketball games? I think
I know. So we will. First of all, we haven't been here on a Tuesday because the show's usually been on a Wednesday, and so those tacos are calling my name. I might have to check those out. And then we get later in the year, the sun's still out. For a while we come to the show and it's pitch black, and so
Yes, I hate regular time. Give me daylight
I
savings time.
know. I pulled up, and for a second I was like, "Am I early? Like, am I early to the show?" And then you've got a Big 12 game on that's almost over, and it's a good one between West Virginia. West Virginia's up one, it looks like, with 13 seconds left. So Kansas played great the other night against Baylor. I got to catch some of the second half of that, and they look good. Obviously, Baylor coming off the COVID stuff looked a little rusty, but Big 12 tournament should be a lot of fun.
And well, the MIAA tournament is always a lot of fun, and this year it's not in Kansas City, which is a bummer because the MIAA puts on a great tournament. It's in Kansas City. You walk from the hotel like the big boys do. Where they're in Kansas City, they stay in. Honestly, I think maybe the same hotels that you guys stay in, and you walk underneath the tunnels and everything, and it's in Municipal, and Municipal's got a lot of history, and it's a big arena, and it's just a fun atmosphere, and it's a bummer that you don't get a play in it. But there is one positive: you get a home game.
Yeah, I told our guys that that was one of the disappointing things about COVID is we don't get to go to Kansas City for the tournament because it's a great setup over there, and really feels like a big time tournament. And MIAA does a great job with it. When I was in Kansas, we stayed at the same hotel. We stayed at that Marriott, where we stay for the MIAA tournament, and you could go right across the street there to Municipal. Obviously, Municipal has so much history, and then the fan support we get there in Kansas City has been awesome. And we were fortunate enough to play in the finals 2 years, 2 out of my first 3 years, and so we've had a good time over in Kansas City. And COVID obviously took that experience away. But like you said, trying to spin everything to a positive this year. And the good news is we get one more home game, and so I hope our fans. We've had 2 great crowds in a row with Northwest Missouri State and Emporia State, and Northeastern mixed in between, but especially those two games with Emporia Northwest, the atmosphere was awesome. Saturday's game, Emporia's game was the crowd got into it. That helps our guys, and I really hope that if fans can make it out tomorrow, we would appreciate their support. Fun team to watch, and 6 o'clock tip, which I think is pretty conducive to people getting off work and be able to go see it. And
Mm-hmm.
if you live in Topeka, the good thing about D2 games, Jake, is you would be back in your house by 8 o'clock.
Oh, easily.
Maybe 7:45.
Hour and a half game, maybe an hour 45.
So you come out, and even though it's a school night for kiddos or whatever, you can get back home and come out and check our team out if you get a chance. It should be a fun game.
The Ichabod's will take on the Hillcats of Rogers State. We'll get to Justin Barkley's group coming up here in just a little bit, but you got all the regular season games. Played 22. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought you had no chance. I thought the way that the Washburn women's team got put on COVID because of a scrimmage, and again none of the players had it, but because of contact tracing, before even a game was even played, they were in it, and I'm like, there's no chance. Are you surprised you got all 22 in?
I am. I think that no question. I'm surprised. I've gone through a range of emotions for the last 7-8 months with this, and there was a point in time I didn't know if we'd have a season at all, and then how many games were we going to play, and that example you used right there, I think hit really close to home because we had just started practicing. The women had just a little simulated scrimmage in practice, and had some people come in and had a contact tracing situation, and they get shut down out of the gate. And right away, I'm going, guys. I'm talking to our staff, and I'm like, guys, I don't know how we're going to get any games in, because not only do you get shut down, then you're so rusty coming off of a 10-day or a 2-week break, depending on how long it is, and we have been fortunate as far as not being shut down. And I know we had some luck involved with it, but you look across the board, and a couple teams around the league had some pauses, but we were able to make all those games up and get all of our games in. And there was definitely a point in time, September, October, November, when I really didn't think that was going to happen. I thought we'd maybe get a little bit of a season in. There was a point in time too, when the numbers got bad in December, that I was worried that we're just going to shut everything
Mm-hmm.
down.
Some conferences did do that in Division Two.
I know, and I tell our guys, like, we use that example. I think there's some kids sitting at home right now that didn't get to play. So we should be thankful and grateful that we're getting to play in this opportunity, and our guys have taken advantage of that. But yeah, there was a point in time in December when the numbers got bad, and you're thinking, man, are we even gonna continue playing? They may just shut the country down and kind of shut everything down and put everybody on pause. And it looks like we've weathered the worst of the storm of this COVID stuff, not just in relation to sports, but in the real world. And hopefully, it seems like we're tracking the right direction. Obviously, the vaccines and all that stuff is a positive. And it seems like that part of it's good. And I'm just thankful we got our test results back this afternoon. We were good again this week, which means we're going to get to play in the tournament. And we got to go test again next week for the NCAA tournament, which I'm pretty optimistic that we're going to be a part of. So we'll have to go through one more round of testing. But our guys have been awesome with it. They've been very disciplined. And I know we've been fortunate, but I am proud of our guys how they handled it.
Well, you should be proud of the guys. 16-6, and considering for a good 6-game stretch, you didn't have 3 starters for a lot of that. So this team has shown a lot of depth. And again, 16-6 in this league is a heck of a league. And you have a huge win over Emporia State, 73-70. You guys get the win. And I know we'll get to the NCAA tournament, but it kind of feels like that was the big win that kind of, you know what, 16-6 in 22 games. That's the second or the third best record in any of the 2 divisions, because you got Northern State and Northwest who have 1 loss apiece, but then you're next with 6 losses. The next best team in the Northern Sun has got 7 losses, which you'll match that if you end up losing, but you only can lose 1 more game from here on out. So again, that's why I think you feel pretty good, but that was such a big win because of that, I think. And not the best first half. The ball didn't go in the hoop for you guys. It did for them. You're down 14 at the half, and when I asked you in the post game, I didn't know what to expect. You come back. Were you upset in the first half? But it kind of sounds like this is a very calm team, and hey, you know what? we'll hit shots in the second half. We got to tighten up a little bit, but we'll be okay.
Yeah, it was we kind of got punched in the mouth, and their team they got a couple guys that can really make some tough shots, and they did that in the first half, and then they had a couple of their role guys that stepped up that percentage wise weren't unbelievable shooters, but stepped up and made shots in the first half, and you know going through it even before I watched the film, I felt like defensively we didn't have any breakdowns, and I thought that our effort was overall pretty good. I thought we challenged most of their shots, and give them a lot of credit. They were really on, and they were really turned up and really prepared to play that first half. We defensively weren't perfect, and they took advantage of some little mistakes, and then they made some tough shots. And offensively, I think I was a little more disappointed than I was defensively, just because I thought we were kind of unaggressive and we settled, and we didn't take the fight to them. And they're good. They're a tough. They're a bad matchup for us, to be honest with you. They're just long at every position,
And a lot of one-on-one break you down type of deals.
and we're not the longest team, and they were long and they could switch a lot of things, and defensively, give them credit. They were terrific in the first half. Went in at halftime and tweaked a couple little things, but more than anything, my message was just, hey, let's. I love the guys we got in this locker room. We've been through a lot together this year. I've seen how well you guys can play. I know the character. I know how confident we are as a coaching staff in what we're capable of doing. You guys got to understand and believe that, and believe in yourselves. So let's go out there and take the fight to them. And I thought we set the tone early in the second half. We had a couple good possessions on both ends. And all of a sudden, we go from a 14-point lead, we take it down to 7-8 right away, and then we kind of just hung around at that 7-8-9 mark for a good portion of the half, and then we just kind of kept chipping,
Mm-hmm.
and ended up making some big plays, last 10 minutes of the game, and got the momentum when we needed it.
When you look at it, you had 40 points in the paint. Again, you had 25 total points in the first half, and in the first half, you ended up with 4 free throws and a three. So we know that you didn't have all 40 of those in the first half. It really looked like the second half. It was early on, get it into the paint, and then later on, you hit some big threes with Guyman and Jalen Lewis and Tyler Nelson.
Yeah,
That's kind of how it flowed with in the second half.
yeah, we first possession of the second half, Tyler Nelson gets downhill and finishes in the paint. Tyler Guyman got to the rim 3 or 4 times within the first 6, 7, 8 minutes of the second half, and we got some finishes around that rim, and which was important for us. Johnny Clausen came in and gave us a couple post up buckets around the rim,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of opened some things up. And then, I thought they had some guys play a lot of minutes, and we got it. We got some transition opportunities finally that opened up in the second half, and Jalen Lewis got a pitch ahead three right in front of our bench, which was big, and then a possession or two later, Guyman drives down and finds Lewis for another three, which again, it just seemed like when those shots went in, the way the crowd was into it. Sometimes those home games, 1-3 feels like it's worth 5 points,
Mm-hmm.
and it just feels like you got so much momentum from just a couple shots going in. And then, I thought a big play in the game was we get a stop, and Jason Williams does a great job of running the floor. Tyler Guyman drops it off to him, and he has a massive dunk. And dunks are such momentum plays, and I wish we'd dunk it more, but uh, that was a big play for us.
To take the lead, got the crowd
Yeah,
going.
the
The
crowd
team
was
was
into it.
fired up,
And
and
at that point, it kind of
it
felt
felt
like,
it felt like the air went out of
yeah,
Emporia State's balloon.
and you could see them, and I get it. We've been there. You could see them. You're on the road and had lost the momentum, and I felt like at that point we were going to be good. But I loved our guys' fight, and it's a rivalry game. And again, Emporia played really well first half, but and our guys, we spent a lot of energy coming back into that game too. But give one guy I think we need to give credit to is Tyler Nelson, because he guarded Turner. Turner got 24 points, but it took 18 shots. And so his percentage wasn't, unbelievable. And I thought he did a great job, especially in the second half, of just trying to wear him down. And Turner's a very good player, but fortunately, we were able to kind of contain him more in the second half, and limit some of their other guys too.
Yeah, because in the second half, Turner, when he finished, he ended up with 10 points in the second half, and a lot of those came late at the end when they were in scramble mode when it comes to it. So at the end of the game, I do have to bring this up. You're up by 3 points, and there's, what is it, 5 seconds left. They got the ball on their side of the court. So, anything can happen. You got a lot of time to do that. Were you thinking foul? I
Yeah.
mean, it kind of depends on the time, the setting, the opposing team. What was kind of the strategy going into that?
It was the perfect situation to foul, in my opinion, and that's what we wanted to do. I think the perfect timing under that is, you want to be under 8 seconds, and it was a side out of bounds, and we were up three, so it was a perfect situation to try to foul. There was a timeout called. Talked to our guys about it, about, hey, okay, once they get it in, um, you don't necessarily foul right away if the guy's not in the shooting motion. If you can buy a second or two,
Mm-hmm.
then if they're dribbling away from that goal, then foul. They threw it into a kid, and Jalen kind of went at him, and he did foul him. They didn't call it, and then they got it right back to Downing, and Downing kind of shook Guyman a little bit. Just got him off balance, so then Guyman couldn't get back to him in time to foul him. And by that time, Downing was kind of going up into shooting motion,
And
so
don't
he
want to foul.
just had a contest, and that's what's hard about fouling. We've practiced it some, but we didn't execute it great, and I would have liked to have fouled because they didn't get an unbelievable look, but they got a look that you could throw in, and it wasn't a horrible look. Fortunately, he missed it, but for sure that was a situation. Again, to me, under 8 seconds, time and score dictated it. Side out of bounds, it would have been a good opportunity because we could have fouled. There's probably 4 seconds on the clock. And now the only thing I don't love with our team though, Jake, is our big guys aren't unbelievable. Well, Jason Williams is a very good free throw shooter, but Johnny, not a great free throw shooter. Will's okay. So you got to sub guys in the rebound there. So the
Mm-hmm.
only thing I don't love about that is you're going to then send a guy, they're gonna probably try to miss the free throw on purpose, get the rebound, they're gonna foul you right away. Okay, they foul you right away, there's 4 seconds left. You're still hoping that guy can go down and knock down a couple
Mm-hmm.
free throws because even with 4 seconds left, that's four dribbles. You can get a semi decent look again. And if you don't make the free throws, you can't foul them again because it may be a 2 point game or a 1 point game. So, anyways, it worked out for us. I did want to foul there, but fortunately, we didn't execute it very well, but they missed a shot.
We're talking with head coach Brett Ballard of the Washburn men's basketball team, finishing second in the MIAA regular season, going 16-6. They are the 2 seed in the MIAA tournament. Washburn will be playing tomorrow, 5:45 pregame right here on Country 106.9, 6 o'clock tip-off from Lee Arena. Again, you can still get tickets. Go to wtickets.com. Of course, the Washburn women are playing at the exact same time, but they will be on our sister station, 580 WIBW. Same time, 6 o'clock, 5:45. We'll talk with Ron McHenry coming up here in just a little bit. We'll get a quick timeout. We'll talk NCAA tournament. We'll talk kind of the season as a whole. That's coming up next year from Skinny Sports Bar and Grill. men's basketball here on the Washburn Coaches Show. Again, both teams in action tomorrow night, 6 o'clock tip-off, 5:45 pregame coverage. The men here on Country 106.9, the women on 580 WIBW. Again, coming out to Skinny's, it is Taco Tuesday here at Skinny's. Again, every single Tuesday, you got half-price appetizers on Monday. Wednesday is the cheeseburger special, which I have at lunch, again, 11 to 2, $5.49 cheeseburger and fries. You cannot beat that here at Skinny Sports Bar and Grill. Right now, Baylor taking on West Virginia in a little matinee basketball, and it is 90 to 89. Baylor with the lead right now, and Baylor sent this puppy to overtime on a drive from Jared Butler, and now they lead it by one with what do we got here? 34 seconds left. Interesting finish here.
Good game. West Virginia's interesting. They lost their
Best player, yeah,
best player,
and they're still really good.
Their best recruit got hurt, and so they're coming down here, but they're ranked sixth in the country. So Bob Huggins, he may be an underrated coach. I know he's won a lot of games. Incredible. He gets the most out of his guys, about as much out of the talent that he's got every year as any coach in the country.
I like Huggy Bear because he always shows up to media day with some type of fancy, fun outfit. He wore his West Virginia Letterman's jacket one year from like 1960, and the next year he wore a prom tuxedo. We like the Huggy Bear in the media day.
Yeah,
I can tell you that.
He's a good dude, and he can coach. Like I said, he can coach the ball, and they're having another good year this year. He thought losing the kid and the recruit hurt, they would be down, but they're having another good year. The Big 12's loaded. Big 12 tournament, like I said, is going to be awesome.
They got 7 teams in the top 20.
A lot. I mean, I saw Tech maybe in the play Big 12 tournament, and
yeah, they're going to be the 7th seed. Yeah,
you got a team that's going to be, and even like Texas is, I think right now the 6th seed I saw last night, and they may have changed, but Texas has a team that could
be
maybe go to Final Four,
seed in the tournament.
That might be a Final Four, who knows? But yeah, the Big 12 tournament, and I'm glad they're able to do that when Kansas City up and fun.
Well, the Washburn men, again, 16-6 is the record this year, coming off that big win against Emporia, and you'll find out Sunday night, 10:30, if you're in the NCAA tournament, which would be fantastic because you've been the head coach since your 4th year. There was no NCAA tournament, so you didn't miss the NCAA tournament last year. If you make it, or you essentially would make every single NCAA tournament that you have been the head coach of the Washburn men's basketball team. 16-6. Are we feeling good about that? I know this is the time where you guys do kind of look and see what's going on. I know January and February it's not, but now you kind of maybe look and see kind of the situation.
Yeah, I do. I think our body of work is good enough to get us in the tournament. Look at our region, and we've got as many wins, if not more, than pretty much everybody in our region. And look at some of the teams we beat, and finishing. Listen, we're the second best team in this league. And I've said it before. If you're at the top of this league, one of the top 1 or 2 or 3 teams in this league, then you've had a heck of a year because the national champion has come out of our league 3 out of the last, whatever it is, 8 years now, and I think our league has proven itself in postseason play over the last decade. The MIAA is going to hold its own against any other league in the country. And so, I think that us being in second in this league, the amount of wins we've got, I feel like we've really put ourselves. Obviously, I'd love if we could somehow find a way to get one tomorrow, which won't be easy. I think that would pretty much probably lock a bit up. But I think even right now, I told our team, I think that we're in shape. I think we can go play 3 and lose this one. In the tournament, I don't think there's much pressure on us. I do. The pressure is we want to go win the tournament. We want to cut down nets on Saturday. But as far as having to win games, if you look at it, and I haven't studied it because you can't. But if you look at our wins and you look at Sun, obviously I think Northwest Missouri State and Northern State have both put themselves in a great position to get in. And then after that, I think that we're right there.
Mhm.
And so, for third or fourth, I feel good about it. We'll see Sunday, but it'd be awesome, man. I would be so proud of our guys to get back to that tournament. Such a great accomplishment. Obviously, now it didn't got in, you want to go make some noise. But to get in, it means a lot, and to get in 3 out of my first, 4 years, 3 out of 3 years in the tournament, I would take pride in that. But more than anything, I'd be happy.
Well, you take on a Rogers State team that you beat 88-74 down in, or excuse me, 81-74 down in Claremore, and then you took care of business against Rogers State 88-77 here at Lee Arena. And again, this is a team that went 11-11, but they played you guys, to the tilt every single time. Again, this just goes to show you, like Emporia State's the 8th seed. Emporia State's a difficult team, obviously, and then Rogers State is the 7th seed. It's Central Oklahoma, who's got a ton of talent. They're the 6th seed. Again, Rogers State's a good team. They got some tough matchups. They got some size inside. Again, this isn't going to be no pillow fight.
No, it'll be really challenging. They played us very tough down there earlier in the year, and we were able to pull away, in the last 10 minutes of the game. The game here earlier this, I guess last month, early in February, it was a 4-point game with about 2.5 minutes left, and they were hanging around, and we didn't have much going on. We kind of went to a little bit bump offensively, and Levi Brown had to make a really, really tough contested three in front of our bench to kind of give us a 7-point lead. And,
Right at the buzzer of the shot clock.
yeah, and help us pull away. So, no, this will be a hard game, and they're well coached. They're very, very tough defensively. They've got some really tough guards that pressure on the offensive end. And they play tough. And the other thing, they've won 5 out of the last 7, if I'm not mistaken, Jake. It really should be 6 out of 7. They kind of let one slip away Saturday against Oklahoma. They basically had the game won, and then incredible plays to win it at the very end. So this is a team that really coming in kind of has righted the ship. I think it's won 6 out of the last 7, and it'll be all teams that are really tough. Certainly, when you get the top 8 teams that are left.
Well, and then if you take care of business on Wednesday, then you have to wait and see if Northwest gets upset. Then you guys win, you would host, but then you might head to Maryville for the semifinals and finals on Friday and Saturday, and then we'll find out Sunday. And then you got a long break because the NCAA isn't until Saturday of next week, so you'll have plenty of time to rest up and get ready to go. Hopefully.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's March, and it's great to be playing basketball this time of year. There's some people that didn't play at all this year, and there's a lot of teams that did play, but now their seasons are done. So to be one of the teams left still playing, take pride in that, and we're grateful and excited about it. Should be a fun MIAA tournament. Not in Kansas City this year. We'll find out Sunday where we're at, and hopefully be in that regional.
And not many people can say, "Man, I can't. I really want to go to Aberdeen."
Well, that's not exactly that's not exactly the ideal location, but we'll go wherever.
Trust me, I've been to Aberdeen multiple times. No one has ever said, "Oh God, I can't wait to go to Aberdeen."
Just an easy little 8-hour jaunt right up there
Yes.
to. Hopefully, we won't run into any blizzards, and the
Yeah.
weather will be decent. But no, I'll go wherever we can play. They allow us to play the tournament. We're going. I know our guys will be excited, and hopefully we'll get good news on that on Sunday. But more importantly, we can take care of it.
Best of luck.
Thanks, Shane.
That is head coach Brett Ballard of the Washburn men's basketball team. Again, they will be playing tomorrow, 6 o'clock against Rogers State against the Hillcats. That'll be a 6 o'clock tip-off, 5:45 pregame coverage right here on your home for Washburn Athletics Country 106.9. We're going to talk with head coach Ron McHenry of the Washburn women's basketball team. That will be coming up next year from Skinny Sports Bar and Grill. Bar and Grill located at the corner here of Huntoon Gage in the capital city, talking all things Washburn men's and women's basketball. I want to thank head coach Brett Ballard, talking all things men's basketball. We are going to bring in now head coach Ron McHenry of the Washburn women's basketball team, as the Washburn women will be playing tomorrow. They will be on the road. They will be taking on the Jennies of Central Missouri, 6 o'clock with the tip-off from Warrensburg. It'll be on our sister station, 580 WIBW and FM News 104.9. Washburn has played Central Missouri tough. The last time that they played, it came down to the very, very end. Central Missouri ended up getting, though, a 4-point win over Washburn at that same building. So Washburn can play with some confidence, as well as playing with some confidence by beating Emporia State on Saturday, 74 to 64. And the Washburn women have won 4 of their last 5, playing some great basketball. And my question for head coach Ron McHenry of the Washburn women's basketball team: that's the best performance you've had all year?
Yeah, I mean, it was just a little different game, because it was zone. Yeah, it was. We shared the ball really well. We found shooters. It's not like we have bad shooters. It's sometimes the pass or the rhythm of the offense leads to shooter off rhythm.
Everything is connected.
Yeah, it is all connected. And that game there, particularly, other than the start where we just kept they play passing so bad. It's hard to mimic. We did it some in practice. It's hard to simulate that. And then once we kind of figured out, hey, we got to fake a pass and make a pass, and that gets you off rhythm sometimes. But we finally found the gaps.
Old school, fake a pass,
Yeah,
make a pass.
yeah. And I told the players, I said, against that zone, you're not going to pick up a lot of inside outside. We did it their place early. We really didn't have that. I figured they would take that away. So we did take that away, but that allowed us to have our shooters were more open. Sometimes that's the best shot you're going to get. If it's 5 seconds in the count, if it's 15, if it's 20. When you get that look, you've got to be ready to shot ready to pull it. And obviously, it's 33s up in a game is a lot for us. But I thought they were all good looks. They were all in rhythm. They were all, that's why we shot a better percentage. But, that makes your post players, your inside players. I mean, we play people move that forward, but that makes your post players like Macy or Cassidy have to really work hard at passing the ball. In that game, they're not going to be a scorer. They're going to be scoring. They're going to be scoring on a pass to somebody else. And so I thought they did a nice job. They really slipped under there a few times. Give us a different look. The shooters really did a great job. So, that was good. Defensively, we had to hold down, the player of the year with Joe. And I thought for a long period, the game where we needed to slow her down, we did.
She only had 7 points at half.
And we slowed her down all the way to the very end. That's when we got 20 minutes after trying to kind of stay closer to threes versus the twos, and we have some drives. She's hard to hold down for a very long period. McKenzie handled it most of the defense and scored. I mean, McKenzie had 22 and guarded their best player. We also got switched out into we still struggled with it a little bit as far as guarding. But all in all, we did a nice job. We kept it in the game. Down their place, Joe didn't score quite as many, but we let somebody else get loose on us. In this game, we did let somebody else get loose on us. There, Hartman kid and Schultz got loose on us. So, yeah, it was a good game. It really was. I thought we boarded it well. We beat them by the boards hard. We held their press in the game well. Made enough free throws, and defended it well. Really did deliver the score.
When you look at the shooting numbers, again, 33% from deep, which is, and you think about it, that's not, great, but again, if you get a good shot and you make 10 of them, that's 30 points. 30 of the 74 coming from deep. And Mackenzie Gamble, I'll tell you what, and this is the fun thing about college basketball, is if you get feeling good and you see one go down and it comes off the fingertips good, look out. She goes 6 of 12 from deep. I don't care who you are, where you're playing, at what level. That's a hell of a shooting.
Yeah, it's really nice to see because she played well against UCO down there at their place and gave us a chance to not just her, but when she gets it going, and she has an offensive threat, that's why she was thrown in.
She had 19 that day, and this is a career high 22.
And she's just keep coming along. She is a freshman, and you can tell at times out there. But I love her confidence. I love her swagger. you know,
And she plays defense. That's why
yeah,
you like her.
well, she's pretty complete, but she is a freshman, and so consistency is a big part of the game when you're young like that, and we're just trying to get her to put that piece together on a regular basis, like anybody does, you know what I'm saying? But when you're young like that, there's a lot of things going through your head, trying to figure out the system, trying to figure out the coach, there's a lot of things going on. But she's scoring it well. Obviously, we're just a different basketball team. I thought, well, also, we had like 5 kids in double figures. Macy did a really nice job. Into it.
Especially late, when they were really pressuring the ball.
Yeah, she did some nice backdoor stuff. Yeah,
little pick and roll.
And she has that ability to do that. So she kind of let the game come to her at that point. Sometimes she forces the game, which I call kind of playing the game in a different direction we're trying to play. But she really, at that point, she really settled down.
And then Lauren Cassidy goes for 10, kind of the same thing at the end there. And that was big because that was when they were kind of making that charge on you. You're up 22 going into the fourth
we
quarter.
got that press breaker too. They kept scoring to break the press. We got it perfect between
and Narber, yeah.
And they were really coming on the floor, and I think Addie was trying to go attack this here, and so we kept attacking it and throw it to that post away. And, that was good because they were scoring pretty fast. That nervous about that press. We could have lost that lead, but I thought when they did that, we attacked it after that press. So there were like 3.5 minutes to go, so it wasn't like it was over. We had to still attack it. We just went a minute off. That was big. Stayed away from the
When you look at it, Macy had 2 points in the first half. She ended up with 12, so 10 in the second half. And then Lauren had 2 points in the first half, ended up with 8. I mean, some big buckets, with in crunch time too. And that was great to see. But I do want to bring up. We know McKenzie went career high 22. Hunter does her thing, that type of deal. But I do have to bring up Addison Narber played a career high 24 minutes. She didn't score it great. She had 4 points, but she had 4 assists, 0 turnovers in 24 minutes, and those 4 assists, that's 8 big points, and that was in the fourth quarter.
Well, Addie is she's moved her way up through the JV system. Last year's her first year travel with this, but we had all those guards last year, so she played much last year. This year, I've been on really trying to figure what to do with the rotation in certain games. I think the match was better for maybe Classic versus Addie, the bodies trying to guard something. But you really saw what she could do. I mean, I know she could hit three, but I don't think she let one go in that Corey game. It was off the back.
Yeah, they look good.
It wasn't hesitant. And, that's been a little bit of a problem. Is that, you don't give her the green light, but she knows she has the confidence. So you kind of take it away a little bit of that because of who you're. She's been enough to say, I'm good enough player. I can play out of this. And you saw what she can do. That gives her a lot of confidence. It gives me confidence to be able to play her because there's times where I do want her to shoot. She a lot of that it's not her fault. It's the system and so it's good to see her.
We're talking with head coach Ron McKenner here at Skinny Sports Bar and Grill. It is a Tuesday today, which means it is Taco Tuesday here at Skinny Sports Bar and Grill. Again, don't forget Monday through Friday, 11 to 2, the lunch special, cheeseburger and fries. Again, just $5.49. You can't beat that here. Again, you can still come in, dine in. You can also order to go. You can take out here as well at Skinny Sports Bar and Grill. The Washburn women will be playing tomorrow at 6 o'clock against the Jennies. Will preview Dave Slifer's group here in just a little bit. But again, I do have to bring up the defensive side of things. You were outstanding through the first 3 quarters. You hold them to 35 points through 3 quarters. And then I always say the hardest thing in sports is finishing. It's so hard because the opposing team, they've got nothing to lose. They were chucking up threes. They were doing all sorts of things. And you have to withstand that, but yet while maintaining aggressiveness. And I thought the team did that very, very well. They never got closer than 7 points in that fourth quarter, despite them just doing anything and everything at you. I thought that was good And defensively, you want to have them chew up clock, but you don't want to foul, so you give a little bit. I mean, it's a tough situation.
It can go a number of ways there, where they're just fine and they can just blow that game up. That's it.
17.
Yeah,
They went
so I mean,
17-5.
that's a 17. So it's not like they don't have players. So then when they get the green, they basically they're head to go. Especially Joe. We were kind of leaning to help on her drive a lot and trying to run the shooters off the line. But at the end, we kind of thought, okay, the three ball might hurt us more than Joe, but we kind of let her just go down one on one. McKenzie played a lot of minutes against that, and she's still young, a little banged up right now. So we were asked to do a lot of that to stop Joe's three and her drive, kind of on their own without help. Lead was rest up on the three ball, and that's kind of unfair action at that point. But yeah, I thought the girls I understood it's called managing the game, trying to figure out, okay, what do we have to do here? It's hard to kind of manage 4 minutes, especially our team because after 2 minutes, you kind of know if it's out of 150 or whatever, you kind of know time is your friend. At that point, though, you're still trying to think, okay, we can't stop the score. And you can't turn over that press. And we got to attack it there because you can't run off 30 seconds every time, especially with the free ball game. So I thought the girls did a nice job of managing it, giving up what they had to, because at that point, they were really like going after us. And then we stepped over talking to the foul. So then they put the press on them real quick, too, after the free throw. So I thought we did a nice job managing it. They were aggressive on the backside, the press breaker. And although we were giving them back more time, we were
And it's always nice to beat a 4U State.
yeah.
I hope this young team knows like that. That's a big win.
We didn't get into that because we just talked to 7 months. We had a lot of things we need to get out of our face. So we really spent a lot of stuff on the floor. So, if you're running too high and thinking you're pretty good about yourself, then you got to rev yourself up a little bit and make sure you're aware of what's going on, check a little bit of that for you. But at that point, they knew they were to play well just because it was the next game after this good turnaround, which kind of helped us because we were ready to get back on the floor. And we realized we missed the Southern. So I didn't have to talk to them about rivalries. I talked to them a little bit about it. I think they know this kid's a little awkward, but I trust me. I don't know if it goes in. We have 2 parts of the locker room. One of them has seats and we left the other. Door goes in another locker room. I'm pretty sure that side of it. They know exactly what's going on. A lot of our Kansas kids, they definitely know the rivalry. And the great crowd we had on Saturday was awesome for the girls. It's just we just found Southern in January was kind of blasé. Here, everybody was playing. It was all going. The student body was there. The fans that could be there were there. It was noisy. It's,
Haven't had that this year.
and we've had it a few places. So that whole
No, I
it
doing.
was like that was cool. Because it's kind of how people do something. You can just open the doors and sell some tickets and sell some popcorn and it's a game. But it's how you put together the game. It's how you get the band there, you get the cheerleaders there, the dance crew, the mic going. It's good for the kids. I mean, it really is. They play it for a lot of reasons, but one of them is to be excited and to be in exciting situations. And I think that game on Saturday was really good, and I think our kids responded to it.
And it was a great win for the Washburn women, winning 74-64 or 74-64 over Emporia State. We'll get a quick time out here at Skinny Sports Bar and Grill here at Huntoon and Gage. Coming up next, we will preview the Jennies and talk a little MIAA tournament. That's all coming up next here as you're listening to the Washburn Coaches Show. Skinny Sports Bar and Grill, located at the corner of Huntuna Gage here in Topeka. Jake Levon with you, talking with head coach Ron McHenry of the Washburn women's basketball team as they're gearing up for the MIAA tournament coming up tomorrow at Warrensburg against the Jennies of Central Missouri. 6 o'clock with the tip-off. And again, they took the Jennies to the tilt, forced 24 turnovers in that loss, but they fell 62 to 58, losing by 4 to the Jennies. And Ron, when you look at this, it's a bummer it's not in Kansas City because that's such a fun atmosphere type of thing. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't know there would be an MIAA tournament. I thought it might just be, hey, we're gonna play the conference tournament and then that's it. We're not gonna do anything more. I didn't even know if there'd be an NCAA tournament. I mean, that didn't get settled until honestly 2 weeks ago, to be real honest with you, when they determined the host sites and everything. But it's not in Kansas City, which is a bummer. But you know what? We got a game tomorrow.
And we found out today. Every week we've been there.
Every week. Mm-hmm. That was before the season even started.
Never heard of something. It is what it is, but it's clean. Do what they're supposed to do. Oh, I love that part of it.
I mean, I didn't think you'd get all 22.
No, and I think this.
Yep.
Got it all in, and it is disappointing. To me, that's
It's got the old school, what do you call it,
It-
architecture and everything.
and nobody realizes it. You're walking through it, right? So it's a great atmosphere. Obviously, it's a cool night. It's a cool place to stay in Kansas City, right there in the city.
And you
It's
walk to the gym.
I can walk in now. I can do mess with this, bus ride over. It's just, it is what it is. Wait a minute. Basketball game against a really
Really got downhill.
yeah, we just
Holden? Oh, the Bavair kid. Well, I don't have it on my.
got your
Okay, hold on a second here. Hack Rock.
your daddy goes to
Yeah, Hack Rock. At 11.
even in a 3. So it was, we let some kids get loose on some. That's one of the things. Boy, we know. The rest of them are going to go into. So you look at those people scoring. Warriors going to score. 7 or 8 are playing that you hope they'll get loose on you, but it's hard because you got 7 or 8 good players. So they're weapon.
When you look at it for you guys on offense, what do you have?
Well, we got them where we wanted them for about 6 minutes of it. Really had them on the ropes.
Mhm.
But she has got really, really trouble with it. And then we kind of settled for some slow things. They adjusted the defense a little bit to us. We made some important decisions. You know, the first quarter came in and kind of done a little bit compared to how we started it. And the second quarter was we didn't shoot very well. It was 6 points. And, maybe we were 17. All of a sudden, they switch it, which is we've seen it. We've seen it twice.
Yeah.
We felt them 2 weeks ago. We don't know what they do. We worked on it the last 2 days. We know what they're going to do. You've got to find your match. What they're doing is trying to figure out how to. Because Goya's really a guard that plays the most. She really is. She's a great big guard. Mm-hmm. So they want to just switch her out and everything. They all got big guards and on the sides of the point. But so every once in a while you can find her in a match. We got to be able to recognize that. Understand that they've done this before, so they're really helping us get out. So we're on 80 against them. We're on Tulsa season. They're great transition. All of a sudden, the ball's flying over the top. Their 5 is running down the floor, and we're jogging back, happy with ourselves. The ball's flying. Post trying to hold on to it. Post are running back slowly to it. A lot of times, they've got. You remember they're switching, right? So my post might be getting guarded by 3. Well, their 5 is the top guard by 2. When the shot goes up, she's flying the other way. My 5 has to get all the way back. Normally 5's guard 5. Yep. But their assistant, so they're already down the floor. And so even if it makes sense, so it's a simple game. It's just hard to execute because harder. I didn't say it's hard. It's harder to execute because they've got really good players.
Best of luck.
That's it.
Best of luck. That is head coach Ron McHenry of the Washburn women's basketball team. We're wishing Ron McHenry and the Washburn Ichabods all the luck in the world. We want them to have so much luck that they pull off 2 big upsets in a row against the Jennies and then beating Emporia State. That'll do it here from Skinny Sports Bar and Grill. We'll have another edition coming up on Tuesday because it looks like the men's team will be making the NCAA tournament. And hopefully the Washburn women can find the mojo and all this good luck that we're giving them will end up with the victory. So that'll do it here from Skinny Sports Bar and Grill. So for Chris Huff back at the Country 1069 Studios, for Brett Ballard and Ron McHenry, I am Jake Lavon saying we'll talk to you tomorrow for MIAA Hoops right here on your home for Washburn Athletics.